I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Hunter Biden continues to go on the offensive against the various MAGA Republicans who continue to defame him. We previously reported here that Hunter Biden hired a new law firm, the powerful firm of Winston and Strawn, and specifically their star partner, Abbe Lowell. And they filed a cross complaint a few months back against the owner of the laptop shop that stole Hunter Biden's laptop. And they pointed out that that individual not only stole the laptop, but destroyed the chain of custody by turning it over to Rudy Giuliani and Giuliani's agents. In addition, Abbe Lowell, Hunter Biden's lawyer, sent cease and desist letters to people who worked at Fox for spreading these lies and this disinformation. And most recently, what just happened is Hunter Biden's lawyer sent two letters, one to the House Ethics Committee, another to the United States Treasury Department, asking for investigations to take place into these purveyors of disinformation. The letter to the House Ethics Committee is about Marjorie Taylor Greene's defamatory conduct. And in this letter, Hunter Biden's lawyers point out that her conduct is not legitimate legislative activity. That's very important language, because if the conduct is legitimate legislative activity, Marjorie Taylor Greene can try to claim that her conduct is immune under the speech and debate clause, which provides total and absolute immunity for lawmakers in the House of Representatives in the Senate in connection with legitimate legislative activity. So by using those magic words, it seems that Hunter Biden here is not only calling for this investigation of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but also hinting out a possible defamation lawsuit against Marjorie Taylor Greene on the horizon. Similarly, in a letter to the Treasury Department, Hunter Biden's lawyer, Abbe Lowell, points out that this individual by the name of Garrett Ziegler, who was a former Trump aide, you may recall the name Garrett Ziegler because he was the one who let in Team Crazy on December 8th, 2020. I'm talking about Mike Flynn and Sidney Powell and Giuliani and the former Overstock CEO when they came in to talk about seizing voting machines and declaring martial law. And then the other Trump lawyers who called themselves Team Normal got into a whole shouting match. Garrett Ziegler is apparently the person who let in Team Crazy into the White House to talk about martial law. But in this letter to the Treasury Department, Hunter Biden's lawyer points out that a criminal investigation, or at least a serious investigation, needs to take place into this Garrett Ziegler for stealing banking information from JP Morgan Chase that relates to Hunter Biden in order to then defame Hunter Biden and claim that Hunter Biden's involved in human trafficking activities, and then taking the information that was stolen from JP Morgan Chase, which is a violation of the law, and turning that over to individuals in the House Oversight Committee. In this letter, Hunter Biden's lawyers basically say Garrett Ziegler runs this website called Marco Polo and now wants to pretend that he's entitled to this First Amendment immunity as a journalist. But Hunter Biden's lawyer, Abbe Lowell, points out that no, this is criminal conduct and a criminal conspiracy if you just take at face value what Garrett Ziegler is saying about taking this information from somebody who works at JP Morgan Chase. And Hunter Biden's calling into an investigation into that. Look, I am glad that Hunter Biden is going on the offensive against people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Garrett Ziegler. The stuff they're saying is absolutely ludicrous and outrageous. Like, for example, in the letter that is written to the House Ethics Committee, this is what Abbe Lowell points out. Similarly, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene released a video on her Twitter account standing in front of the Treasury building in which she stated, quote, "The Biden crime family participated in human trafficking by soliciting prostitutes from the United States and abroad in countries like Russia and Ukraine." She claimed that it, quote, "extended past Hunter Biden and his immediate family." She posted the same message and video video to her Truth Social account on April 19th, 2023. Not only are these statements false, defamatory, and malicious, but they are undignified from a member of Congress and far beyond anything close to genuine legislative activities or political advocacy. They go on to say on Truth Social, another one of Marjorie Taylor Greene's social media propaganda platforms for attacking Mr. Biden and his family, Representative Greene, quote, truthed on July 28, 2022, quote, the crimes are so bad. It's not just Hunter and his drug use and sex with prostitutes and minors. Those were more like his recreational activities that filled his data with filth. And then the letter goes on to talk about these like photos that were posted by Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a section in the letter about that, which says Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's violation of the House Rules 23 are not just limited to her statements on Twitter and in the House chamber. On Truth Social on January 19, 2023, she posted 2 photos of Mr. Biden driving his niece and her cousin in his father's convertible and captioned it, Hunter was on crack wheeling and dealing with CCP ties and prostitutes with classified documents laying around in the garage. Then Hunter Biden's lawyer goes on to say, these were family members, not prostitutes, as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene claimed. It is impossible that Representative Greene's posting of this material could have a purpose other than one to cause a private citizen harm. And so you have Marjorie Taylor Greene posting photos of Hunter Biden with family members, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is lying and saying that he's on crack in these photos and with prostitutes, and Hunter Biden just calling her out for that. And then if you go to the letter that was sent to Garrett Ziegler, and this is sent to the Treasury Department, what's pointed out here is that by his own admission, Garrett Ziegler claims that he got, what are called suspicious activity reports from JP Morgan Chase Bank concerning what are alleged to be financial activities by Mr. Biden. And then how Ziegler and James Comer of the House Oversight Committee are falsely now linking these suspicious activity reports with human trafficking operations, which is false and defamatory. And that's what's pointed out in this letter. And it goes over the law, which says, accepting Ziegler's admission, again, Ziegler, this former Trump aide, that he worked with a banker at JP Morgan Chase to obtain and publish Mr. Biden's SARS, these statements of suspicious activity, would amount to Ziegler having participated in an illegal conspiracy in violation of 31 CFR section 1020.320E. Under the section of the code, it says an SAR and any information that would reveal the existence of an SAR are confidential and shall not be disclosed. No bank and no director, officer, employee, or agent of any bank shall disclose a SAR or any information that would reveal the existence of an SAR. The letter concludes by saying, on behalf of our client, I respectfully request that the Office of Inspector General for the Department of Treasury review and investigate how and with whom Ziegler acted or collaborated or conspired to obtain my client's private financial records before illegally publishing them. And that's signed by Abe Lowell. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is responding to this letter, pointing out her defamatory conduct, and she despicably writes, Hunter is upset over my statements. Well, Hunter, the entire country is pissed off about your obvious influence peddling with your daddy's political power. Come chat with us Republicans on the Oversight Committee. We have a lot of questions. And look, here's the thing I want to point out and give you my own view just about Hunter Biden for a second. Ultimately, if Hunter Biden committed any financial crimes at all, to me, let's let the appropriate people investigate any of his financial crimes and they could come to a conclusion. And I believe in law and order. And let's go through the process, period, full stop. But here, what the MAGA Republicans are doing is they're taking underlying allegations and they're just saying ridiculously despicable and offensive things about human trafficking and prostitutes, and acting like Hunter Biden's with prostitutes when he's with his family members, and they're spreading all of these lies about human trafficking. And, it's one of the things where you really can't have a normal and rational conversation with these MAGA Republicans. I'm happy if you want to focus on, an underlying issue about whether Hunter Biden may have committed, tax fraud or problems like that. I really don't see why, it is a broader issue, considering he's a private citizen. He wasn't somebody like Trump's kids who were actually in government. He wasn't like Jared Kushner, who was basically responsible for making horrific American policy decisions, who was getting billions and billions of dollars for the Saudis. But okay, you want to focus on that. Like, we could have an intelligible conversation about that underlying conduct that you're focused on. But when you start talking about that conduct and calling it that he's involved in human trafficking, or that's not even, genuinely where the MAGA Republicans are focused on. Like, all of those questions they were asking the Twitter executives about why Twitter took down photos, it had nothing to do about any allegations over potential tax fraud at all. The allegations that were at issue were, why did Twitter take down photos of Hunter Biden naked, engaged in consensual sexual conduct? And as the Twitter executives pointed out, they don't support sex shaming. That type of nudity does not belong on the platform. And why MAGA Republicans want to post photographs of Hunter Biden naked, and why they so desperately want that, is frankly just despicable and also kind of weird and just very, very strange that that's where their focus goes. And that's the thing. You want to have normal conversations about issues. I think that's fair game to have normal conversations. But as Hunter Biden's lawyers appropriately point out here, you're lying about human sex trafficking and prostitution rings, and you're stealing bank records to try to prove it. That's despicable. By the way, I would not be surprised if we ultimately saw Hunter Biden bring a defamation lawsuit against some of these individuals. He's already filed a cross complaint against the person who stole the laptop. I think he is going on the offensive here, and rightfully so. He used the key words that this is not genuine legislative conduct as it relates to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And, she'll probably try to assert in any lawsuit, oh, I'm protected by the speech and debate clause. I'm protected by the speech and debate clause. Meanwhile, she just engages in this utterly despicable conduct that I just pointed out to you. So we'll keep you posted here as we learn more, but wanted to make sure you knew the latest updates there. I'm Ben Meiselas. Hey, hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. So please hit subscribe. You may also check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We got a lot of great content on our Patreon site. Also, wherever you get your audio podcast, just search the MeidasTouch podcast. We got a lot of great audio products that I think you will enjoy there. We got a great audio podcast. Search the MeidasTouch podcast. All right, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's free. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.